Module 4, Philosophy of Master Learning. Hi, my name is Sylvia Judd, and I'm going to share with you my philosophy of master learning. Welcome to my presentation. Mastery learning is an alternative method of teaching and learning for many students who do not respond well to traditional instruction. It can be said that it is a simplistic way of teaching and learning, in that the instructors assume all students can learn the same material. The belief is that the only difference among learners is the amount of time needed to learn the material. Research has proven that by allowing students the opportunity to achieve mastery of content at different time intervals, there is an increase in student learning. According to John Carroll, the differences in aptitude among students are due to the amount of time spent in learning the material. He defines aptitude as a measure of the amount of time the student would require to learn content under ideal instructional conditions. Carroll also indicated that if the student will make an effort to learn a task by allowing him or herself the time required for individual learning, then he or she will succeed. As such, my philosophy of mastery learning is that teachers should be open to providing the students the time they need to truly learn the content. Included in the time component should be the student's choice of activity to learn, as well as the opportunity to self-correct errors made so that they can reinforce the learning and retain information better. Now I'm going to review some strategies with you of what this would look like in my classroom or in any classroom. Let's start with flexible scheduling. We should provide students with a flexible schedule to allow them to learn and master content at their own pace. Some of the positives of this particular strategy are that the students are not rushed to complete assignments when they don't fully understand the topic. In addition, students are in control of their own learning and time management. Students stay focused on the goal and work towards mastery. Some of the negatives with regard to a flexible schedule include students are in control of their learning and time management. I just repeated that, didn't I? But in this case, the negative would be that students may get easily distracted or off task, which impedes their ability to learn. Another negative would be that students working at various levels require different assistance from the teacher, which can add stress to the teacher's already busy schedule. Number 2, we would look at foregoing letter and numerical grades and implementing a pass-fail grading system. The positives of this would be that students focus on giving their best to obtain a passing grade. Another positive is pass-fail grading removes the angst of getting straight A's and or the competition between peers. The negatives with foregoing letter numerical grades is that there would be an adjustment period. An adjustment from letter numeric grades, students and parents will want to know why they received a grade of fail, which otherwise may be passing, just not at a mastery level. So for example, receiving a B or an 85% or a C or 75%. It's really a paradigm shift in having them understand that fail doesn't mean you've done terribly, but it's the acronym First Attempt in Learning. The third strategy I'd like to share is using a flipped classroom. In this case, students would watch a video lesson either at home or at school, and then complete assignments at school where the teacher is available for remediation or help. The positives of a flipped classroom are that students can watch these video lessons in the quiet space of their home, using headphones, using their own device, or if need be, they can watch it at school as well. In addition, another positive is students can rewatch videos as necessary to gain a better understanding of the content. The negatives that are associated with a flipped classroom include that students may rush through videos and not concentrate on the lesson since no one is monitoring them. A second negative would be that it's very time consuming up front for the teacher. Many do not have video lessons already created, and it will be very time consuming for them to go ahead and create a whole bunch of lessons for all of the units that will be studied throughout the year. Finally, students may try to complete activities without actually having watched the videos, which would in turn cause more fails as opposed to the passing grades, and then we're kind of running around in circles. The fourth strategy is for students to revisit their work that they did not receive a passing grade on. This way they can correct their errors. The positives for this one are that when students self-correct their errors, it reinforces learning. A negative for this one is that students may not be able to correct their errors, in which case that could lead to some frustration. And when students are frustrated, we know that it can lead to behavior problems. The fifth strategy is student choice. Students would be given a choice of assignments to complete to show mastery of the content learned. This will be available for formative as well as summative assessments. Positives for this include student choice allows students to take greater pride in their work as well as engage in ways that interest them. It also gives students more confidence. Some negatives of student choice are it's definitely more work for the teacher that as she or he must grade a variety of assignments all on the same topic. Also, another negative is that there could be technology glitches which may hamper student submissions. Finally, our sixth strategy would be learning objectives. Having these learning objectives stated at the beginning of all lessons, students will be made aware of these objectives, which would be posted prior to each lesson and set goals to attain these objectives. Positives of this strategy include that students are aware of the expectations from the beginning. Students know what the level of mastery entails, and that these are always aligned with standards, with our state standards. Some negatives regarding posting student objectives: students may not be interested in the topic and mentally shut down at the beginning of the unit. Or students can become overwhelmed seeing the different objectives posted. Since students will be at different points in their learning, sometimes it may seem to be a bit overwhelming. So in conclusion, I'm going to go over the summary of the philosophy here, and it's student-centered. Students are given the control of their learning by being informed of the learning objectives at the start, working at their own pace toward mastery, and given opportunities to correct their mistakes. The pros: students gain more confidence. Students are not rushed to complete tasks. It's a more relaxed learning environment, and student choice allows for more pride in work. And some of the cons that were discussed: more work for the teacher as students are working on different tasks, and students may get easily distracted or off task, which impedes their ability to learn. Thank you for joining me and for watching my presentation. Good night.